I lived in that town, and I actually got weird story. I actually got screwed out of like voting that year, and I was so pissed because I was like, no, like I had a chance to like be a part of that, and I was renting a place, and they put the wrong city on my rental stuff, so I went to the wrong place to vote, and they were like, no, you should have voted last night at midnight.
Oh man!
I was like, you guys suck.
Oh my god!
Oh, there's still time. Still time. Go ahead and vote.
Yeah, it was only 12 years to go.
Well.
Hey, for anybody joining us live or happening to catch us on YouTube after the fact and you're watching the recording, this is Stormfront Freaks Raw. This is the recording of our show of episode 119. So thanks for watching. So Raw is you're catching all the recordings, so you get all the breaks and you're getting all the everything. So if you don't want to watch all the craziness Greg? We do,
you said it was raw. I was going to go raw.
Whatever Greg's doing.
Yikes!
If you don't want to watch that, you can. We edit the podcast recording and obviously make it just an audio podcast, and we usually upload that a few days after we do the recording. So, and you can find that on pretty much any podcast app you can think of, or go to stormfrontfreaks.com and you can find it there. But otherwise, enjoy the Raw show. This is great. And again, especially to our Patreon members that are joining us live, thanks for joining us as well. And thanks for your partnership. We got a great show tonight. This is our 5th annual Holiday Weather. We change the name every year. It's Holiday Weather Shopping Special.
Extravaganza.
Last year it was Extravaganza.
It's kind of like Oprah's favorite.
Sorry, all right.
That took too many characters on Twitter, so we had to come up with something different for that. But okay,
Hi,
so
Timothy.
let's. Hey, Timothy's on. What's up, man? Okay, so we've got. I'm gonna do the quick pre-opening. I think everybody sounds good, looks good, all that. Anything,
what about
MJ?
feel good? Everybody feel good?
Oh, I feel good.
We're getting there.
And Cyrena, you go by Cyrena or Cyrena-Marie or?
Yeah, no, just Serena's fine.
Cyrena.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the let me quick do the pre-opening. Let me just quick do that one here. 3, 2. Hi, this is Phil, and on episode 119, we're bringing back our annual holiday weather shopping special, and we're talking with meteorologist and children's author Cyrena-Marie Arnold. Cyrena, should I just say Cyrena or Cyrena-Marie?
Just go. You could just leave it at Cyrena. Though Cyrena-Marie has a really interesting ring to it, and you're making me contemplate things.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Well, hey, that's what we do. Try it again. 3, 2. Hi, this is Phil, and on episode 119, we're bringing back our annual holiday weather shopping special and talking with meteorologist and children's author Cyrena Arnold. So listen in for some great gift ideas and giveaways to put under the tree of that special weather freak someone. Let's roll. All right, so we'll do our opening. We'll find out what everybody's drinking. And Cyrena, I know you were joining us tonight. I know, so I'll ask you too what you're drinking tonight.
I'm ready. I'm prepared.
All right.
And then Maz, are
She's
you ready
ready
for her intro?
Yeah, I'm liking the Cyrena-Marie too. It just flows.
It does,
you know.
Well, I'm
Cyrena-Marie.
Dina-Marie. We could be Cyrena-Marie.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I
Well,
love that.
Yeah.
And Mark
And we
Marie.
both, I lived in New Hampshire too. I'm feeling it.
I mean, there's something happening here. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
All right, so Maz, you're good to go. And then question and answer time, we'll go to about 25 after or so, or whatever we feel good about. And at the end, so Cyrena, we'll make sure I'll ask you where can you find the book and buy the book.
I appreciate that.
And all that cool stuff too. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about like Mount Washington and
I know.
NASA and all that other cool stuff.
It's going to be so fun to geek out. I'm super excited.
All righty. So let's
Good audio, by the way. That's very cool headset and the way it sounds. I like that.
It's like $20 on Amazon.
gaming. Yeah, it's like her. It's like I'm watching her on Twitch or something.
Nice.
It's good. Good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Coming in 3, 2. Hey, welcome everybody to the most entertaining weather podcast on your listening and viewing device. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast, and it's brought to you by the Driveweather App. Download Drive Weather now from your app store and get the hourly forecast along your winter route. I also want to say a special thanks to our Patreon members that are supporting the show, joining us live as we record with our guests. We'd love for you to join us live as well. Check out all the membership options at patreon.com/stormfrontfreaks. But before we get to our guest, we got to find out who's here from our group of freaks and who's co-hosting here with us tonight. It's always happy hour, so we get to enjoy a few libations. I've got the Yule log going on behind me tonight.
Gorgeous.
In celebration of the holidays. But Maz is here tonight. What are you drinking, Maz?
You know what? I have now. It's from Captain. I don't know why I'm showing you my cup. It's just a Nebraska cup, but it's from Captain Morgan, and it is Long Island iced tea.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
That's dangerous.
Every clear liqueur. I know. I had my first sip, and I was like, I feel that.
Felt a buzz after the first sip.
It's very good.
Good. Greg, what are you drinking this evening?
I'm going back to the old standby, Canadian whiskey and Coke.
You sound depressed.
That's about all you have up there.
No. I mean, the last couple shows I've been drinking coffee with Bailey, so I'm going back to the, to the whiskey, and
he's getting nuts tonight. All right.
I think I could drink that in the morning.
Jennifer Watson, what are you drinking this evening?
You guys, I have a 3-year-old, and she's really exhausting. So coffee. I'm drinking coffee, like I usually am, or sparkling water. One of these days, I'm going to have an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Greg will be your
Bailey.
Gonna get her a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah. Dina Knightley, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking a glass of Chardonnay.
Oh.
I'm kind of boring, but
Yeah.
sipping it.
Okay.
I'm very mellow right now.
Good. All right. MJ? MJ's down at the bottom of our Brady Bunch group.
I am. I've brought back the silicone pint cup with Captain Morgan Coke.
It's like a chemistry experiment, I think. That's nice. All right, Brady, what are you drinking?
Phil, first of all, what the hell is a libation? I don't know what that is, but anyway, I'm drinking a screwdriver today. So
that's a libation.
That's a libation.
It is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Webster.
You
would have that in the morning too.
You could. And hey, before we get to our guest introduction, Serena, I know you're joining us tonight at the bar. What are you drinking?
I am. So I am joining you guys with a Imperial Coconut Porter this evening.
Ooh, nice.
That sounds
That sounds good.
It was 13 degrees this morning. I'm still chilled.
Oh, geez.
Going heavy. Going heavy. All right, Maz. Let's find out about Serena.
Awesome. Cyrena-Marie to her friends, just to let you know, wanted to be a meteorologist since she was 5 years old and saw her first tornado. Now she's chased tornadoes and hurricanes, built weather stations all over North America, and even worked for NASA. She worked at the world-famous Mount Washington Observatory, where it does blow your hair straight back, just to let you know. This all happened there once. And has been on TV all over the world. Now, she volunteers with kids of all ages, talking with them about STEM careers and overcoming adversity to achieve their dreams. Cyrena-Marie, welcome, and tell us about NASA. What'd you do there?
Yeah, I know. Well, especially with everything in the news recently, it sounds super awesome. So I worked for a NASA contractor where we put the TAMDAR sensor on aircraft, and we were actually collecting data as planes would take off and land. And it was another way to get soundings, vertical profiles of the atmosphere. And with that, I got to do some really interesting things like icing and turbulence test flights. So I actually got on an airplane with the purpose of flying through as much icing and turbulence as possible. I only threw up once, and I am very proud of that.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh my God. How long was that flight?
2.5 hours. And I threw up 2 hours and 15 minutes into it. That was a long 15 minutes.
Oh my
God.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did it feel like?
No.
So the next step is the
Did you take
hurricane
more
hunter.
flights after that?
Oh, Hurricane Hunter would be so cool. I didn't hear your question, Dina. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you take more flights after that one?
I could have. I ended up changing jobs, and so when so I didn't get to do another test. Darn, right? But it was really fun and exciting. I look back at that moment. That's definitely one of those like young and dumb and crazy moments in your career. Now with like 2 young kids, maybe not an awesome choice. So
You know, once you throw up at a job, you have to change jobs. I'm just saying.
It makes it awkward.
This is true. This
that
is
could
very
kinda do it.
true. So, Cyrena, where did you start your career? Because you've had so many awesome jobs and experiences. Like, how did you go from one to the next? What was your journey like?
Yeah, great question. You know, I've loved meteorology since I was 5, so I pursued it, knew I wanted to follow it, and had some stumbling blocks growing up as a kid, like failing pre-algebra, knowing math's a really important part of meteorology, and just, you know, fought like hell to become a meteorologist. And so then once I did, it was kind of like do all the things a little bit. So I you know, did internships at NSSL and with Vizsla and storm chasing. And so my first job was with this NASA contractor, and it was really, really fun. But, you know, companies kind of need customers, and we were having a hard time getting them, and I was ready for something different. And so I've always had a very open mind and have approached things with that perspective, and have kind of have a try anything attitude. And so I interviewed with an air quality monitoring company, which sounds really boring. And when I interviewed, they were like, you know, we're going to send you to Alaska. We're going to take a plane and get on a smaller plane and another plane to a helicopter. You're going to have to install weather stations, maybe with a bear guard with you, maybe not. Maybe you're just armed yourself for 2 weeks at a time that report data back through the Iridium satellite network. How does that sound? And it's just like, oh my God, sign me up. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
And strap meat to me too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, that's cool.
What?
So I did that for like 6 years. And then, I mean, we've all heard of the Mount Washington Observatory, and, you know, kind of getting that wanderlust again, and was looking around for something new, and they needed a new director of operations. I was like, boy, I've never even been there. I'd love to visit. How cool would it be to work there? So I read through the job description. I said, well, I'm doing all this stuff in Alaska right now. I wonder what would happen. Well, 2 months later, I'm moving myself and my 2 dogs across the country, moving to New Hampshire, and spent some time there, which was really fun. Then I had a TV station that was in the town I lived in, needed a meteorologist. I did like TV for fun in college, with, you know, when I was in Norman, Oklahoma briefly. And that's the only experience I had. And they're like, hey, we need a TV meteorologist. Sure, why not? I'll do that on the weekends too. So I got to try a little bit of TV. And now I'm the vice president at a data analytics company called Athenium Analytics, which is something totally new. It's kind of like my first office job. But it's really fun because I get to translate the science to other people. So throughout my career, I've always had just a really open mind, and just have really enjoyed trying different things, but knowing kind of where my strengths and my weaknesses are. You know, data QA QC, I've always been really good at. Communicating and translating technical concepts, I've been good at. And really all the jobs I've had have always fallen along those lines.
So you got over the algebra challenge then?
I did, but boy, that was a 4-letter word, and it was over and over again. And it was in high school, and then in college, calculus 1, 2, 3, 4, and differential equations, and linear algebra, and probability and statistics.
Equations.
It's never ending. It is never ending.
No.
And you never use it unless you're going to go into modeling. Like, come on.
It's
It's like I'm using that every day.
Yeah, it's hard, and so one of the things I really like to do in my free time is go to STEM events, or to, you know, events with young kids, and talk about overcoming adversity and understanding what your dreams are and what it's going to take to achieve them. And one of the things that I really like to drive home is, in today's society, everything's available the click of a button. Nothing takes patience and time anymore. And I'll tell you what, the things in this life that are most worth doing do take patience and time. And that's going to become, you know, that's going to be overcoming the hurdles and working hard at it. And you know what? You're not going to click a button to fix it. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to test you, but it's going to be worth it. And so these are the things that I like to tell kids and go to them and talk about, because if it weren't for that, I wouldn't even be in meteorology today.
Like, you're so awesome, Cyrena. I've never met anybody like you before, like a meteorologist like you. Like, it's fantastic. And by the way, I really love your book, and I can't wait to talk about that later. Because
thank you.
Don't
make me blush.
I want to jump back. I want to jump back to Mount Washington, because I think a lot of people are familiar and have heard about it, and have seen videos from there and everything else. But I guess tell people, you know, what's done there, what kind of work is done at the observatory, what kind of work did you do, and how many people were there? Like how like is it like a commune kind of situation, or what's it like?
Yeah, no, these are really great questions. So the Mount Washington Observatory in Mount Washington in New Hampshire is known as the home of the world's worst weather. Now, this is a mountain that's 6,288 feet tall. Now, I've lived in Colorado for a while, and that was like the elevation of my basement when I lived there. But it's a really dangerous and extreme mountain for that small elevation. It's often listed as the 7th deadliest mountain in the world. I mean, think about that. I mean, that's crazy.
Wow.
And it's and it's the highest peak east of the Mississippi and north of like North Carolina, because Mount Mitchell is actually a little bit taller. So it's not a huge mountain, but it just is known for extreme weather. And the world record wind speed of 231 miles an hour was recorded there in the 1930s. And they've maintained and they've maintained the record today of the highest wind speed ever recorded by man, because there was a typhoon in the Pacific in 1996. There they had an automated station, an ASOS station that actually recorded higher than that. So it's no longer the record wind speed on Earth, but it was for over 50 years. And so it's just a really, really extreme place. Now, because of that, it is like an official monitoring station for collecting data that goes into all of our forecast models. It's actually very important in aviation. You know, it's sort of a point that pilots use when they're flying across the Atlantic Ocean. It's kind of like a turning point to turn to go across the ocean. And so it's just got a lot of significance meteorologically, and is actually really, really important to things like our forecast models and the observations that we're taking. So my role there as the director of summit operations was basically to be in charge of everything that happened on the mountain. And that was everything from the snowcat that we take up in the winter that rides up on top of 25 feet of snow. You know, the observers that stay up there 1 week at a time, 7 days straight, they stay up there and they're taking observations 24/7. There's 3 of them that are up there at a time, and they do shift work. It's the research programs that are happening up there that take part with so many different federal organizations, where there's collaborations between universities and these research groups and the observatory trying to conduct science. We would do product testing up there. We would help people, you know, test things at high elevation or extreme conditions. You know, there was actually hangars up on top of Mount Washington at one point in the 1940s or 50s where they did aircraft icing tests and studies with the Air Force up there, because you get rime ice accretion rates, basically the rate that this freezing fog is growing on items at 7, 8, 9 inches an hour up there, which is unheard of. It's just it's crazy. And rime ice breaks things very, very easily. So then you get rime ice buildup. Plus, in the wintertime up there, they're seeing wind speeds over 100 miles an hour every 3rd day. So they see hurricane speed winds every other day on average on top of Mount Washington. So you're getting extreme icing, you're getting these crazy winds. So it's a perfect place for research and for product testing. Parasailing, absolutely. Yes.
Cyrena, I gotta interrupt you for a second. Dumb photographer over here. Why is that? Why does that happen in that spot? Like what are the conditions that are there that make it so extreme?
Yeah, so you know, the fancy word is kind of the Venturi effect, which is, you know, the finger over the garden hose trick, right? You do, and it sprays out a lot faster because it's the same volume that has to pass through a smaller area, so it goes faster. You have that happening on Mount Washington in 3 different ways. It's the tallest peak around there. So you're getting a vertical squishing between the top of the troposphere, right? The top layer of our immediate atmosphere and the mountain. So as the air moves along, it's going along and then it gets squeezed. So you're getting a Venturi effect there. You're getting a Venturi effect from the way the ravines and such work. So as the wind flows and gets towards the peak, they're converging again. And so you're getting another form of speeding up. And then not only that, but generally in New England, kind of like the tailpipe of the United States, as we always said it when I was at the observatory. Doesn't matter where a weather system originates in the US, it goes through New England. If it starts in the Pacific Northwest, it's going to pass over us. Like when we had all the wildfires out west, we saw the smoke from those. Doesn't matter if it's a hurricane that has, you know, made landfall in Louisiana, it's the remnants of that are eventually going to pass us. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, a nor'easter that forms off the coast of New Jersey, it's going to affect us. So you've got these 3 different ways where you're seeing a squeezing of the atmosphere and things have to speed up.
Wow.
So back to the Ace Ventura effect.
What's it like to be there?
Alrighty.
What's the craziest thing you did out there in 100-mile-an-hour winds? Were you like, well, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that.
You gotta remember, I'm going to be talking about like educating kids about weather here. So I'm going to try to be
They're not
lower my, just walking around outside in those temperatures is hard enough. And then you think about how you've got rime ice that's built up on some of these things. You have a chunk of rime ice that's, even just 4 inches thick, break off in 100-mile-an-hour winds and hit you, you're going to feel it.
Oh,
yeah. So you have to be careful. And the winds are phenomenal. They're really, really strong. And a lot of people, if you kind of wonder, what's the strongest wind speed I could walk around in? If you take your weight in pounds and cut it in half, that's about the speed in miles per hour that you're going to be able to do max. Okay, so everyone can do the math in their heads.
Okay.
Some of us will be higher.
150.
I'm just fine then.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you can kind of.
So I can do about 75 miles per hour.
I don't even want to do the math.
Hey, trust me, failed 7th grade math. Don't want to do it either. So you take that number, and so you think about that, and so we're all at around that hurricane-ish threshold, and think about how every third day winds peak over 100 miles an hour up there. I've walked around up there in 100-mile-an-hour winds. It's hard. That is exhilarating enough. Let me tell you, it is hard. You learn, you figure it out. You get all aerodynamic, you figure out how to lean into it, and then you start getting cocky and you lean back into it. And, you're at a 35-degree angle leaning into the wind and just hope it doesn't give out and you fall on your butt and look like a fool. So it's extreme.
What's it like to be there though? Like you said, it's 7 days on. Mm-hmm. So like, is wherever you're staying, is it like almost like a spaceship because you've got to be kind of sealed off from the elements?
Yeah, so they actually have a building. It's called the Sherman Adams Building up there, and it's shared with the Mount Washington State Park, and it's kind of built into the mountain. It's a very large concrete structure. That at the time it was built, it's just like 1 and 2 foot thick concrete walls. So it feels a little bit like you're in a World War II bunker or something like that at times. It can feel that way, but there's like a kitchen and bunk rooms for everybody who stays there, and there's a living room, and then we've got like the meteorological quarters where we're doing the observations and repairing weather instruments because we do a lot of that up there. And so it's it's a tight space, and there's a lot of camaraderie. And it can feel a little isolating, I guess, sometimes at times, but most people really, really enjoy it. And then you've got, hundreds of thousands of people that come up in the summertime where it's actually, you're glad you have the bunker because the deck is just filled with people constantly and you get a little tired of the tourists.
That's so crazy. So I would love to know, from that to the NSSL, storm chasing and working with them, what was that like?
So it's funny you should ask that. When I was little, I became a meteorologist because I saw my first tornado when I was 5 years old. And it was right after I'd moved from the Caribbean, where I was born and raised up until that point, to Denver, Colorado. And I was in the Southern Caribbean, so we didn't even get hurricanes. Like, thunderstorms were really rare. And all of a sudden I find myself in the Front Range in the spring. And there's massive supercell thunderstorms, and there's lightning, and there's hail, and the funnel cloud, and a tornado. And so I just remember being awestruck by that. And so I was always into severe weather. And so I knew from the time I was tiny, I was like, I want to work at the National Severe Storms Laboratory. I couldn't even spell it yet, and I knew that's where I wanted to go. And I was really, really fortunate that my freshman year at OU, I got one of the internships at the conclusion of that year at NSSL. And I was super excited. And I got there and I did it for a couple weeks, and I didn't like it at all. And I actually found myself wondering, like, here I was having this, crisis in, at 18, 19 years old, going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Because I always thought I was going to work at NSSL. And they're doing great research there, but I wanted to be outside and in the elements. And I had a misconception in my mind about what working at NSSL meant. Now they get to go out, and have their fun for sure. But I was downloading radar data in a basement for a year. It just wasn't a good fit for me. And so I'm super thankful for the experience, and it taught me a lot, and it taught me a lot about myself. And that's part of the reason why I ended up shifting and becoming so open-minded and saying, what am I going to do here? So you say like, oh, working in SL, it's like, oh, that must have been so cool. And it's like, not for me, which I feel really bad saying. And it just wasn't a really good fit for me, but I've definitely found my way along the way and have, I'm really lucky. I feel really lucky about all the things that I've been able to do and try. And I've just had a blast in my career. My parents told me from the time I was really young, they're like, find a job you love and you're never going to spend a day at work. And I've done it.
So at what point did you decide to take all of that and go, I want to be an author? What was that whole inspiration?
Man, you thought I was bad at math. You should have seen how I did in English. I mean, I'm like a science-oriented person. There's a lot of people who have on their bucket list, like, I want to be an author and write a book. Never. It was never on my list. I never wanted anything to do with that. But I found myself in a situation where my sister-in-law came to me and said, hey, my daughter, she was about 2 or 3 at the time. She's really scared of storms. And we've told her that Auntie Cyrena is a meteorologist. Can you help her out? Oh my gosh, absolutely. You help her out by educating her. If you fear something or don't understand something, learn about it. Let's get her a good book. So I went online and I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked, and there was just nothing out there. There was nothing out there that was accurate and factual, that was going to educate her enough to make her not afraid of the weather in a way that she could understand. It wasn't out there. And I sat there and thought to myself, there's a huge need for that. There's a huge need for this. I can't believe there isn't anything out there. And I've got 2 young kids too myself now. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So Jennifer, that is why I drink. And so I, we've read a lot of books, and so I've had this idea in my head for a while, thinking like, there's a need for this. I could do this. And so I found some quiet time on an airplane a year ago, last October, and said, I've got the idea in my head. I'm going to see if I could write it down. I ended up writing this whole book on the airplane. I was like, okay, well, now I need someone to illustrate this. And thought about it, and ended up deciding to illustrate it myself. So it was like an 11-month process, but it was so important to me to be able to have a book that was out there that was factual. We can talk a little bit about all the kids' books out there about weather that are not, and be meteorologically accurate and simplify things, not to where they're dumbed down to where they're wrong, but where they're still accurate, but where young kids can understand them and parents can understand them. What's going to facilitate those conversations between a kid and their parent and asking the questions? What's going to put everyone's minds at ease, but also be fun to read? I wanted it to be rhythmic, and melodic and be nice to read, because we have a couple of those books that the kids are like, read this. And it's like, if I have to read this one more time, I'm going to throw it across the room because it's a terrible book. And I didn't want that.
You mean you don't want to talk about geostropic flow? You don't want to talk about that? Hey, Mom, what's geostropic flow?
No. I'll tell you what, you did. That's one thing you did a great job with, Cyrena.
Iambic pentameter.
You're using meteorological terms, and you're rhyming with something else. Yeah. I was like, my God, how are you finding a word to rhyme with?
You guys aren't giving it enough credit.
He was on the plane and had a few drinks.
Cyrena,
so
I'm not going to lie. Am I muted right now?
No, you're good.
No.
We're just waiting for you to get to your point.
Greg?
Listen, I learned so much when I read that book. You don't undersell how much information is in that book, because I was like, really?
Really? That's a whole new target audience.
Greg's like, I like this book.
This is great.
Francis Fox taught you something.
Find a book I can understand.
Well, I'm so glad to hear you say that. Like, it really that just makes me all warm inside. And it's not just the beer talking. I really do feel that way. I worked really hard on it. You know what I mean? And boy, writing and illustrating a book, talking about putting yourself out there. But that's what I wanted so much. And I knew this would be a book that parents could read it and would learn something. Grandparents could read it and they're going to learn something. I have to select an age range for the book, and I think it's like 4 to 6 is what I've had to officially say, because you could pick a 2-year range. But it's
perfect
one of those,
for Greg,
like,
by the way.
really tapping into that margin. But I know whoever reads it, whether they're 2 or they're 102, that they're going to learn something. And I think that's exciting. But the bottom line is, I just want kids like my niece to go to bed at night and not be afraid of the thunderstorms.
Yeah. Serena, I definitely think, like, just when I read it, and I'm not a reader, right? I just kind of smile at the end, right? I love the weather.
The pictures.
Yeah, well, no, the pictures was awesome. I mean, it was so cool.
The illustrations were great.
It was just fun. It was just fun. And I think at the heart of it, you're right. There is not a lot in the market that because it's a lot about the science, but this is a great mix of science, but also, like, it's fun. So
I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you.
And I just have to say, with a 3-year-old, like, I've done my research trying to find weather books, like, seriously. And the first couple pages describing that air is all around you. No other book talks about that. That air is, like, from the ground to the sky. And I was reading it to my daughter, and she was just like, "What?" And so, it was amazing. And the illustrations are so awesome, because I've never seen a weather book for kids explain it where you're kind of showing the high pressure, like the weight, like you did it very, like, perfectly, like the rhyming, the everything, but like the geostrophic flow, which I can't even say. You
have another sip of coffee.
Take a shot every time you say it.
Oh my God. But, like, literally, I was blown away, like, so blown away, Serena. Like,
weather pun.
Yes, I was. And Mount Washington and everything. But I was out of any weather. And trust me, I'm like, I want my daughter to be a meteorologist. Literally, yours is fantastic. Like, I can't wait to promote it and brag about it so much.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. It makes me so happy.
And it's not easy to rhyme with Nantucket, is it, Greg?
Okay, Serena, one more question. So why I'm curious as all get go. Why a fox?
The personally fascinated, favorite animal. They're awesome. I've like, as much as I've been obsessed with, like, severe weather and tornadoes, I've been obsessed with foxes. And the first version of the book I actually put out didn't have a fox. It was just the weather story. And I had some feedback from a really trusted friend come back who had a young kid, and he said, our kid loves characters. He loves to see a character in a book. And I was like, if I'm putting a character in this book, it's going to be a fox. Did
you have to white out part of the illustration so you could draw the fox in there then? Or
no, luckily
you had to redo everything?
No, luckily it was at a point where I had just the words written down and was, like, just talking through some ideas with him as kind of like my confidant in the whole process. And so I was kind of excited to do it and to end up, putting a fox in there. And it's just like, I had to brush up the watercolor illustrations here, but it's like, there's the high and low pressure. And look, it's got a raincoat. How cute is that? I mean, I
love it.
It's really funny, but talking to kids about, like, columns of air and the weight of the air and stuff like that was really fun. But it's with a fox, it's just it's that much better, and I just love foxes.
That's cool.
It's just a personal preference.
Hey, Dina, who doesn't want to be a fox, right? Come on.
Wait, what does the fox say?
So I'll tell you what, Serena, we appreciate your time. We are curious, though, if you could let our listeners let them know where can they find the weather story? Where can they find your book?
Yeah, anywhere that online books are sold. So Amazon or, bookstore.com if you like supporting some of the smaller local places. I'm in New Hampshire, and so there's a few local bookstores like Gibson's and the Toadstool that carry it here as well. But otherwise, nationwide, and I think actually globally, online.
How about social media? Where can they find you on social media?
Everything is WX Cyrena. So WXCYRENA. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, website, everything is just WX Cyrena.
Wow. Cool. And I want our listeners to know, Serena gave us a signed copy of the weather story that we're going to be giving away to a lucky listener during our 5 weeks of Christmas giveaways that we're going to be doing on Twitter. So just go ahead and follow us at Stormfront Freak on Twitter, and make sure you catch it and get on this great children's gift for your family, your kids, your nieces, your nephews, whatever it might be. So
Greg.
Yes.
Or Greg.
Greg. Yeah. Or Greg.
Absolutely. But yeah, we appreciate your time on the show, Cyrena.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I want everybody to know it's really
Thank you.
time to get ready. You know, we're getting into the winter months. It doesn't matter where you live. Odds are that the snow and the ice and the wintry conditions are going to get in the way of your travels unless you have the Driveweather app. So listen, guys, driving in bad weather, trust me, right? I used to live in Minnesota. I drive to Minnesota all the time. Greg might know a little bit about this, MJ maybe. But driving in weather, it's stressful, it's time-consuming, it can be downright dangerous. So now there's an app that can make your next road trip more enjoyable, faster, and best of all, safer. So the Driveweather app, it shows you the forecast only on your route at the time you're expected to be at each point. So it's a really neat, at the bottom it's got this interactive time slider, and it lets you change your departure time and see how the forecast affects the weather on your route if you leave at different times. So you might be thinking, hey, we're going to leave at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning to head to Grandma's house, but you pull up Driveweather app and you look to see that, ooh, we're going to hit some snow as we're driving through Chicago, but you use the little slider and you find out, wow, if we wait to leave until 11 a.m., it looks like we'll miss the snow. Right? So you'll get there faster and safer. So I use this every holiday year when I travel north to see family. And if you download it, you're going to understand why as well. This is available on iOS and Android. Visit your app store and download Driveweather for free. So it is time for us to take a break. And we're going to be right back with some great weather gifts this season and details on the giveaways.
Woo! Oh my God, Cyrena, you are awesome.
Nice.
You are
Cyrena-Marie.
so good.
Excellent.
And
You
just,
guys,
just, to,
I have beer and you're making me blush. Like both are going to turn me bright red.
just to be clear, I wasn't joking about learning stuff from the book. That's awesome.
We know.
Like I wasn't joking about that at all.
He got the high pressure and the low pressure right
There
now.
was something, well, with the whole wind going from high pressure to low pressure, and I mean, there were some really good illustrations that made me go, "Oh, okay, I get." I'm not kidding.
No, I agree. I'm with you too.
Very good.
It's good.
Kinda cool.
Thank you guys so
So
much.
good.
Cyrena, I got to ask you too. Where were you in Alaska?
So
Where were you in Alaska.
Yeah, so we'd fly into Anchorage and then we'd fly across the Alaska range out to the western part of the state. And so I was working in a lot of the really tiny villages out there like Aniak and Crooked Creek and all of these places that are like barely blips on a map. So really, really remote
So
locations.
shopping at the local Walmart and
Mhm.
yeah.
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 So if I forgot like a bolt, it
Pizza
was only
delivery.
it was 24 hours to my nearest Home Depot and 3 airplanes and a helicopter. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good time.
That's so wild. Oh my God. Well,
What
you
time of
are
the year?
Funny because I've always wanted to live and work there. And I remember when I was younger and I was single, I was talking to somebody in the National Weather Service up there, and he said, "Yeah, there's like 3 men to every woman." I'm like, "Woo, I'm single." He's like, "Oh, you don't want them." That's not the kind of guy you want. And I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, it was really
Okay.
interesting. I could have a whole nother discussion about being like a white female going up there and working in these remote villages. It was a very interesting experience. But tell you what, it's a very hard working group of people up there, and now some of my closest friends are some of the people that I met up there, which is really cool.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
And doesn't like 1 out of every 3
We could
people
have a
have an
whole other
airplane?
show about that.
Yeah, they do. Like everyone flies, and most of them shouldn't.
Oh,
Oh.
They're terrifying. They are.
Here, hold my
terrifying.
beer. Hold
Yeah,
my beer.
So I come from 4 generations of pilots. And
cool.
so I'm the only non-pilot in my family. And so the first time I show up, I go to get on a Cessna that literally has duct tape on it. I'm like, nope.
no.
Oh my God. No.
That's why you're wearing that headset, isn't it? That's your
Yep.
pilot headset.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
David Clark headset.
exactly.
Yes. Oh my
All
God.
right. Hey, so are you sticking around, Cyrena, or what do you want to do? You're welcome.
No,
Either way.
Yeah, I'll probably take off. But tell you what,
Okay.
if you guys like Jennifer, you got young kids, any of you others, if you want a copy of the book, send me a message and I'll throw one in the mail to you guys that's signed. So just let me
Awesome.
know, okay?
Oh yeah, awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah, I had my 13-year-old boys read it, and they liked it.
That's so awesome. See, it's like
nobody's gonna review them. Like they could tell me the truth if they liked it or not, and they're like, "No, we liked it. We liked the illustration."
So
and
cool.
It rhymes. They were going crazy about the rhyme.
I mean, I'm no Snoop Dogg, but I mean, I try.
Just like Greg.
That's awesome. No, but seriously, guys, like really, just reach out. I'm happy to do it. So I really appreciate the time and all the positive.
I want one. I want one for my grandkids.
Oh, I love you, man.
That's fine.
Grandpa
Phil's got my email, so you guys let me know.
I'll share Serena's email with you guys, and you can reach out.
Just
if you'd
reach
like.
out. Happy to do it, guys.
Cool. Thanks.
Serena,
nice meeting you.
You're awesome. It was great to have you on, Serena.
Yeah. Also, way to make me follow Dr. Grabe Forbes. You jerk.
Hey, he can't rhyme. He can't rhyme.
Yeah, he can't rhyme. Or I don't think
terrible illustrator as well.
He can't draw.
You don't have to when you study under Ted Vegeta. Like, I mean, that's fine, but it's cool.
Yeah.
But either way, I was listening and I was like, oh, really? I gotta follow him. Like, so, but this has been awesome, you guys. I really appreciate it.
Quick thing, Dan. You got any questions for Serena?
Just one. What do you think might be a good resource to interest or encourage youngsters, especially girls, to follow a STEM career path?
Ooh,
good question.
That's a really great question. See, so for me, when I go and I do like the STEM events and I talk to them about this stuff, what I always try to do is show them that the door is open, and it's really them that has to walk through it. So I think just normalizing the fact that it doesn't matter what you want to do if it's a STEM career, that it doesn't matter if you're male or female or tall or short or whatever, that it's an option for you. So I think just making sure that kids know that it's an option. And, you know, there aren't the restrictions that there used to be for like our parents and grandparents. They don't have to walk through it. You know, I don't want someone who's not naturally gifted at being a doctor to become an anesthesiologist or something, you know, but I think knowing that it's
hopefully not mine.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, but knowing that it's an option and that, you know, you can be whatever you want to be and the door is open for you, that there's no closed doors, is really important. So I don't know if there's a resource for that, but that's always what I really try to drive home with them.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think that's important because, I mean, I had parents growing up that really didn't push that kind of stuff to females. You know what I mean? Like my parents are old school, and I think I got to the point, and the question for women is like, why not me? Why can't I do that? Why not? And once you say that and ask yourself that question, you see the doors.
Yeah.
Where if you don't have parents that are backing you up as a girl, you don't see the door.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely, it does. You know, I mean, I remember my dynamics class at OU, 75 people and 3 girls. I was one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was, you know, I never saw it as, I was one of 3 girls. I saw it as I'm one of the 75 other people that's going to have a really sucky semester. So.
Plus, you always had a date.
I got to do this damn math.
Yeah, exactly. Again with the math. Why so much of the math?
Hey, one of our viewers, Serena, said Timothy said you did a good job following up the good doctor.
Oh, Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys, I'm going to want to come back all the time. This has been way too much fun.
Yes, please.
Well, you were
yes,
good.
come back.
There's always good fits for the show, and then sometimes there's not. And you're definitely a good fit. So.
Like our first episode. Oh god!
You guys let me drink
She
beer.
can drink with us anytime.
Like Phil, you remember our first episode? We had a physicist on.
Oh god, that was not.
He was okay. He was a great guy, but he got way too much into physics. I'll just say that.
Yeah. He didn't
He's
have nice diagrams with foxes and.
He's a great guy.
Right.
But
Greg
Serena barely got into algebra. I mean, I'm just saying on the show.
Right? Yeah. No, you don't have to worry about me going into the details of math. I can barely spell it, so we're fine.
Is that a scout?
Everyone smile really quick, guys. I'm going to take a screenshot. All right, look. Awesome.
Serena, we will have the audio podcast. We'll have up probably closer to Thanksgiving. I think I mentioned earlier in the show we'll have it in a few days, but normally we do, but we're recording a little earlier because of Thanksgiving. And then this was designed to be kind of near Black Friday time period.
Sure.
So I'll make sure I tag you on social media and stuff so you see when it's up.
Awesome. Yeah, please do, because I'll share it around like crazy. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Good.
Thanks again.
Awesome.
Cyrena.
Thanks,
Be
guys.
healthy. Take care. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Great job.
Thanks. Bye.
Hopefully, you guys are buying your turkeys this year early, by the way, because they're going out of stock. I heard, or apparently the smaller turkeys
shit.
are.
Why are they
I'm
all
gonna have to
suffering
go.
from
Small ones.
COVID?
Yeah. people
Yeah,
want-
well, hopefully you
got
got
like
your
a
toilet paper
one
too.
pounder.
You're gonna have some after
I
Thanksgiving.
know. What's
loads,
the
I
deal
think.
with the toilet paper again? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Oh, well, it's a snowball effect. It starts with like one person who goes in and has like 3 things of toilet paper, and then the next person walks in and sees that they're buying toilet paper and like, crap, well, I better buy some, and then
Yeah.
it just keeps on.
No pun intended.
I
on
poop
that
a
one.
lot
Yeah.
more when
Yeah.
I'm in quarantine.
Wait till all that turkey dinner.
All right, so we are going to we'll come back, and in the first round, we've got I'll introduce Dina, Maz,
Oh, right.
Greg talking about Allison House, Brady talking about both. Brady was the benefit
You're
of
muted,
my
Brady.
ignorance this year because
Hi.
I forgot we were getting something from another company, and so what I sent Brady. So, and just so you guys know, this year, like previous years, I kind of would go on, and whoever's been on the most shows, I'd say, okay, here's the list. Which one do you want to review? And then I go to the next person. And we didn't have the time this year, so I just kind of sent stuff to people. So whether it was something you can use or not, I apologize. There wasn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason to that, but feel free to use it as a gift to somebody else if you can't use it yourself.
To
No,
regift.
Thanks for the Learjet. It was awesome. Buddy.
Phil, you did a great job. Seriously,
I want a
thank you.
Learjet. Yeah, I'm psyched.
Anyway, so what I thought I sent Brady was a weather station that he was gonna put up at his parents' house, because are you in an apartment?
I am, yeah, fourth
Okay.
floor.
So, and I think pretty much everyone else has probably gotten one of those, and I couldn't afford to send one to Greg to Canada because it would have been cheaper to just buy one and have it
Greg
shipped
got
to him. But anyway, so but I accidentally sent him what I thought was a weather station that came in 2 pieces, was 2 things from Accurite, which is a weather station and a in-home sensor.
Oh, right.
Bonus.
kind of deal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So did you
I
get
tell
it?
you, I love my Accurate weather thing.
It's
Yeah, I
great.
do.
Brady,
Yep.
did you get it? Did you
Yeah,
get it today?
I got him. Mm-hmm.
You did. Okay.
I haven't had a chance to set him up. But
He sounds thrilled.
No, I haven't been able to unbox them yet. So yeah, I
They
am
probably just
thrilled.
came today.
Wow,
'Cause
it's
I've actually
34 right now.
like I'm super excited in the winter when like it's like rain snow mix, and I'm like, oh, maybe we're switching over to snow here and see. So I'm actually really excited to see kind of that, because I am interested, especially in the winter and that kind of stuff. So
All right. So, and here's what I'm going to do. I will, while you guys are talking about it, and talking about the highlights and the things it does and whatever, I'll also share my screen. So if MJ wants to throw up pictures of it, he can do that if he wants. And then don't forget to talk about where you can purchase it. I think I sent pretty much all of the things you can buy at their company website. But I think Sanjin, you can't. You'd have to get it at Amazon. But I think I sent that to you guys. So don't forget to say, hey, here's what it's going for. Here's where you can get it. Cover that as well. Okay.
Okay.
So, and then when Brady's done, we'll take another break and then come back and finish with the rest.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All righty. So we are going to, I got to time this here. Coming back in 3, 2. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hey, so for the 5th year in a row, we're getting ready for the holidays. We're looking at the cool, geeky weather stuff we want to get for our fellow storm freaks this year. And really, let's not lie, it's stuff we want to add to our own lists a lot of times. So this is the stuff you might want to go, hey, mom, dad, hey, kids, put this on the list tonight. But hey, here's what you can do. You can find out a few ways you can get in also on free drawings for each of these gifts. So every year we do this holiday weather shopping special, and then we follow it with our 5 weeks of Christmas giveaways. And so basically all this stuff we're going to talk about and highlight tonight, we're also going to be giving away to our listeners and Patreon members. So that's also cool. So stay tuned and we'll tell you how you're going to do that. But we're going to start off the first item up for bid. No, the first item, cool weather item, is from Sanjian. It's the PR D9W weather radio. Dean, I know you had a chance to take a look at that. Tell us about the weather radio.
Yeah, I got it, and there's the front of the box just to look at it. But I did have actually some time to go over it and look at it. I will say, though, since I've had it, I haven't had real watches and warnings to actually test it with. So there are a couple pros and cons. Oh, good. You got the picture up. So there's a couple pros and cons. I like the radio. It's a nice size. It's a nice look. It's got actually a nice radio. You can actually tune like 19 stations to it. Now, I know a lot of us don't use the radio as much as anymore, but you have the power cord, and you could put 4 AA batteries in it. So the one nice thing is that if you put the rechargeable kind of batteries in it, I think it says like nickel metal hybrid ones, but all they are is the rechargeable kind. It will charge those batteries. So in one way, it's almost like a battery charger, which is kind of nice. So that's a plus. The radio's nice. The one thing I noticed with the difference from my old weather radios, remember in the old days, if you have one, you had to look up a code for your area on the National Weather Service page. Yep. It was like a 5.
Same code.
Yes, you had to look that up. Well, this one, you just have like 7 stations that will tune. You go through all 7 until you hear it, and then that's your station. So you don't have to necessarily look up any codes anymore. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I kind of like
code?
this because
No,
like
No
it's
idea.
like 4 channels, or no, 7 channels. I think you go through, and you just kind of click through them until you find the one that you hear, which is pretty much the close one to wherever you are. So that's kind of nice. I didn't have to look up a code, which I think has always kind of been a pain. And I kind of do like this because, my family and I, we like to camp. So you could take this camping and use the radio. But it's nice because I know, like recently, I think it was North Carolina, they had a bunch of campers get in a flood. And this would go off and at least alert them. You don't think about, like, granted, I'm not going to always use this on my desk because I've got other things, but this is something you could use when you're outside. It does have an alarm. It does have backlit things that go a little higher and, higher and lower. So I like that. And it looks nice. I mean, you can put headphones in it.
Weather radio is kind of one of those things that you give it as a gift and people are like, gee, thanks.
But they don't know
until they actually need it, right?
Yeah,
right. So the one con is that you really got to read the directions. Like there's some things that were easy. It's hard to see here, but some things that were easy, like setting the clock was easy, but you going through figuring out how to get your channels to preset, to find the weather station that you want. You've got to just go through you'd be pretty good if you could do it without it, but I felt like I really had to read the directions. So you definitely have to do that.
Where can you find this? Dina, where can we find it? I'm sorry. Yeah, just trying to figure out where we can find it.
Sangian.com, and then under their products, Sangian, I always say it wrong. Sangian.com, and then you look for the PR-D9W, or you can find it, of course, on Amazon. Amazon has everything. And Amazon sells it there right now. If it says buy new, $56.43. I don't know why the 43 cents, but whatever. I will say the one thing that I found that I didn't like compared to my old weather radio is on my old one, you could scroll through each warning and turn off things. Like say you don't want a wind warning every time it pops up. You don't want the alarm going off. You could turn it off. Like maybe you just want severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings to go off. This, I can't find any way to go in there and filter those warnings. I went through the book. I couldn't find it. So I definitely don't want it going off for like a flood watch or
winter storm
watch.
I
think this one
is
is
the worst because they never give you anything.
They
always end up failing.
Yeah.
This one says it's a portable radio. So this one is not designed to be probably sitting next to your bed. And this is the one that you're going to use, 24 hours a day. This is a portable one that you would probably take with you camping, take with you on the road, take with you wherever you're going, because it's not only just got a normal AM/FM radio, but it can also alert you when something comes up. So that's why I'm sure it probably doesn't come with those other features because of that purpose. It's just more of a portable unit. So,
but
the price reflects it too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the one thing I do like about it, though, is you can still listen to the weather alerts and listen to the weather thing from the National Weather Service, and you could turn it off so it doesn't blare at everything. Cool. Or you can turn it off. Like if you know it's thundering outside, you can turn it on.
All right. We're gonna keep moving on. Maz, you got the other Sangean ready weather radio. What do you got?
I love this.
I do. I have the Sangean SG112. Sorry, I couldn't see a little bit better there. You might be able to see it better.
Wait, hold on. Hold it up there again, Maz.
It's like
there. That's better.
There you go. So I like this. First of all, this is going in my go bag. So zombie apocalypse, this is in my bag. I'm just telling you right now. Okay.
Do you have a go bag, Maz?
I'm not confirming or denying. I'm just saying, right? Okay. But I will tell you, it's very cool. It has, because I have another one like this too. And so this is an updated version. It has like 4-level battery indicators, which I really like. So it has all the other stuff that I had from before.
Ooh.
The like
does that have a flashlight?
It does. It has a flashlight on it too. It does the Morse code for SOS. It flashes blinks. Yeah, it's very cool. It picks up all the, if you're out there camping, I think pretty much I want to know if a warning goes off. I'm like, tell me, is there a volcano warning? Let me know. Like, so I don't care what goes off if I'm camping. I want to know that it's happening. It does have the hand crank on the back, and it also has the solar on the front, on the top. I mean,
nice.
But I do like the fact that you can actually charge. You can plug it in and charge the rechargeable battery, because sometimes you're like, I want to have a battery that's charged and ready to go if I were to have a go bag there, Brady, right? So that you've got it. But then when you're out, wherever you are, you can get it going again with solar and for hand crank. And then on the back, you can also then charge your cell phone. You can charge other devices as well. So it's got a lot of features on there. Headphone jacks if you want it real quiet. You want, you're camping with other people and you just want to hear stuff. Obviously, it's got the radio and all that, and it's LED, and it's got a built-in clock. So there is no coffee machine built into it, but I will tell you it has pretty much everything else. It's all in there. And I did look it up on Amazon just to let you know. And on Amazon, it's retailing for $69.99 plus free shipping. But it says there's only 7 left in stock. So for Amazon, that's not a whole lot left in stock, just to let you know. So it's an emergency radio.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah, it's got
this. They're all going to be gone.
So it's the Sangean SG112, and you can look it up. I just typed in SG112 weather radio, and it popped up on Amazon, and it'll give you all the features that you want to look at. So of course you can get it from Sangean.com too. So
cool.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, hey, the next item is a service more than maybe a product. It's kind of a service, and it's from, and this is new for us to kind of take a look at. It's from Allison House, and they produce all kinds of great maps, radar, all that kind of stuff that can also interact with existing apps that you have. And they've got what's called the Storm Hunter subscription. which kind of is the granddaddy of all of their services. But Greg, I'm going to kind of have you talk a little bit.
Sure.
You've been able to kind of look at what they've got.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that you said it best, that Allison House is not an actual piece of software. What it is the data. It's a subscription for the data that goes on to whatever software you happen to be using to track weather. And this is a game changer for storm chasers. And let me give you a little bit of background, Phil, on my storm chasing MO in the past. Is that I would have my radar application open on one tab, and then I would have the NOAA mesoanalysis on another tab to see my frontal boundaries, and I would have another tab open for my satellite. And what Allison House does is it allows you to put all of those data feeds onto whatever piece of software you're using, whether it's Radar Scope or GR or Radar Omega or whatever it is. And so you don't have to actually get new software. You can still use the same stuff you've been using, but now you've got all of the data that you really need when you're out storm chasing, and you have it at your fingertips as an actual like menu item in the software, which is really cool. So I loaded it up on Radar Scope, and then what you can do on Radar Scope is you can pull up all these new place files, these new feeds of information that you would otherwise have to go somewhere else to get. So it's a brilliant idea. Brilliant.
Wow. That blows my mind. How would you be able to use this data on somebody else's software?
Yeah, I think that so the guy who created Allison House, has been around for I think 10 or 11 years now. Tyler Allison created it, and that was his real goal, was to create something that you don't need to go out and buy 10 different applications for. And he gets that information, the data from NOAA, and is able to then, and like you can get the GOES 16 satellites, like everything onto your little device in the palm of your hand. And so it's a really great idea. I think, Dina, I think that what he's done is some sort of magic there, where he's gone
and magic right there.
Spoke these companies and said, listen, I mean, this is a service which is going to enhance what your customers are getting. So they don't really see it as a competition thing, I guess. I mean, that's all I can really figure out as far as it's concerned. But what I really loved about going through this is, again, a game changer for me in the field. I don't have to have all these different applications open, and in the heat of the moment, where you got to make it, you're at an intersection in the middle of Nebraska somewhere, and you got a choice between I got to go east or I got to go north. Where am I going? You've got all the data right there in the palm of your hand. So I think it's cool. Admittedly, I'm using the Storm Hunter subscription, not the Storm Chaser. So I don't know what the difference is on between those two as far as what I'm going to miss out on. But
you're hunting versus chasing. So
right.
I've had the Chaser one. I've had level 2 and level 3 radar with the basic lightning. I love Allison House and the fact that you can plug it into GR, Earth, GR level 2, 3, all that kind of stuff. So that it's awesome. It's so awesome for chasing.
Yeah, and I've been playing with it even without chasing. I think we've all done this. You sort of geek out. You look where the weather is. You pull up that radar station, and just start fooling around with all the different options that are available to you. But yeah, it's great.
So the Hunter, just to help you out, Greg, the Hunter over the Chaser. The Hunter comes with the Allison House maps, the 8+ forecast models, as well as the radar mosaic data that the Chaser doesn't come with. But the Hunter goes for $29.99 a month, or you can just buy a year-long subscription for a discounted rate of $329.89, $329 a year for that. So
yeah, and Phil, I did forget to mention that too. You brought it up about the forecast models. You want to see your NAM forecast. You want to see the 10-meter winds. You want to, all of that right there on the app. So I don't have to go to a modeling a website. I don't have to go to College DuPage or pivotal weather or something like, I can do it right there on Radar Scope or on GR or again, whatever radar program you're using. So it's brilliant.
But think about it. They're only $329 something a year. I mean, if you got good video, you could sell one video and that would cover it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a time saver. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Greg, I still don't want you looking at my frontal boundaries.
Let's
oh my god.
Let's move on to
using that,
some
Matt.
Accurite items. Brady, you want to fill us in on what you got from Accurite?
Yeah. So I got a bit of a gift box, which was pretty awesome. I lucked out. I got 2 different gifts. I'll start with the Accurite Notice. It's a 3-in-1 weather station with a Wi-Fi connection to the Weather Underground. Essentially what this is essentially a weather station with a sensor. So the sensor measures, I believe it is, looks like wind, temperature, and humidity, which is pretty cool. It can go indoors and outdoors. And one of the things that was really cool was you can actually transmit the live data to Weather Underground. Now, one of the biggest problems in the field today is we just don't have enough data. So it's really cool that you can contribute to the solution, and because every single data point that we have improves our weather models. So it's pretty cool that you can actually contribute to the solution with this. That's just a small piece of this, but it's transmits data every 18 seconds. It's got about a 2-year battery life. I haven't gotten the chance to install it yet, but just based on some of the pictures,
so Brady, is it completely wire free? Like, is this put it out somewhere outside and then it's transmitting to the receiver?
Yes, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So It's completely wireless. So, there's pictures of it on a pole. It can go indoors and outdoors, like I said. So, it's pretty cool because you can just mount it outside and it measures temperature, wind, and humidity. Which is pretty rare. Like I used to have a weather station that didn't necessarily measure wind speed, which wind speed is huge, right? Especially I'm on the 4th floor, so it's going to be pretty cool when a strong gust front or a storm comes through. Some of the readings I'm going to get are going to be a little bit higher than you get at the ground. So I'm looking forward to it. This is actually my first weather station that I've gotten in forever, and
cool.
The last one I had I lost. But it's pretty cool. Yeah. Like I said, you can go indoor and outdoor, and I did. Yeah. It just disappeared. I mean, when I moved, apartments, it just kind of, I don't know. I think my neighbor stole it, but,
I think this is great for, especially at that price point. Like if you just want a simple weather station that's going to give you a lot of the basic information that you would probably need to know what's it like right now, and you want to be able to even remotely check in on what's going on at home right now. Maybe you're on a vacation down in Florida and you live in Oregon and you just kind of want to see what's happening right now. What's the weather like? Do I need to, is it getting really windy up there? Do I need to ask my neighbors to do something for me? And because you can transmit that to Weather Underground, you can also check in on your own weather station.
Which is cool, which is really cool.
I love it. I mean, I have a different version I think we did last year, and I set it up on Weather Underground, and then through my neighborhood, I shared the Weather Underground station ID. So the whole neighborhood can look at it. I mean, anybody can, but but that's right. The neighborhood, in the neighborhood, you're going to get the most accurate temperatures.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's so cool.
It is, and I think there's a second product I got too. First of all,
can you finish where to get that? Or
exactly. That's what I was going to finish up with. So this is an Accurite product. It's called Accurite Notice. If you go to accurite.com. You can just search the Accurite Notice in the top right hand corner. That's a NOTOS, and it's a 3-in-1 weather station with the Wi-Fi connection to Weather Underground. So I'm sure if you search Accurite Notice on accurite.com, you'll be able to find it. Now on to
what's it going for?
The price is $129 right now, 98 cents as well, and it's available in stock. So. Not sure how many they have left, but it doesn't necessarily say like Amazon, but it's in stock right now, so you can pick it up, and it's pretty cool. So the second weather station that we have here, so this is a little bit of a different take here. This is, it's more of, it's similar or the same company, Accurite, but you have, instead of just one sensor, you have 3. And these sensors will measure temperature and humidity with 3 different indoor or outdoor sensors. So it's a weather station, but it comes with 3 different sensors that you could either put around the house, you could put them inside or outside. And so you could have one, like I'm probably going to put one in my family room, and I'm going to put one in my bedroom because for some reason the air circulation is a little bit different. Yeah, like my living room gets like really cold and my bedroom gets really hot at night, and I have
I'm sure your bedroom gets hot, Brady.
That's beside the point. But I'm going to take a picture of the difference in temperature. I'm going to send it to my apartment complex. Like, you need to fix this. But it's pretty cool, right? Because it not only does temperature, it also does outdoor, relative humidity, indoor or outdoor. I'll put one outside as well. So it's kind of cool. You can see the difference. You can put them around your house. You can set one up, on your front yard and your backyard to see if there's a difference there. So you have a lot of flexibility with what you can do. It also kind of it shows you also, the time, the date, the daily high and low temperature record or averages, I believe, or no, sorry, the records, which is pretty cool. So you can see, all right, where are we based on the record here? Are we going to hit it or not? Oftentimes your local meteorologist will talk about that. You can also, which is kind of cool, you can program an alarm that will notify you if, for example, the temperature gets above a certain degree or below a certain degree. So, you can figure out. So like if you want to set it for snow, if it's raining and it's switching to snow and it's like 33 degrees, you can set it at 32 or 31. So you get an alert right when it switches over, so you can know to look outside, see if it's snowing yet.
I think that basement alert too for moisture is pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that would.
Or for pipes that freeze, or if you have an outdoor dog house and you want to know how warm it is. Seriously,
that's good. If you have young kids and you want to put one in the baby's room to just make sure you're keeping track of what the temperature is there.
You meant in the doghouse.
They even talk about if you had a humidor, if you could put one in your refrigerator, you could put one, just to track what's the temp, what's you can put these things anywhere.
I use them at our lake place again for so it sends an alert in case it gets too cold and I know the furnace went out or whatever. So
yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool.
I know
insurance.
I wonder if you can do it because I think I can get the temperature off Alexa. You can link them. So hey Alexa, what's the humidity in my refrigerator?
Ooh, see, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
I wonder if there's wonder if there's insurance benefits with that too.
Huh. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I certainly could try. I would try.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and I'm definitely going to use. I'll probably find a unique use for both of them. So I might even leave one of my parents so I can see what the weather is in Westerville, Ohio, and leave one down here in Columbus. But so for this weather station, same company, Accurite. If you go accurite.com, if you search for the temperature and humidity station with 3 indoor outdoor sensors, it seems like it's their baseline weather station there. You should be able to find it. And originally it was $114. Now it's on sale for $89.98. They like that 98 cents because it's going to make a difference between 90 and 89. But it is a great deal, and I've seen a lot of different weather stations in my day, and $89 for a station with 3 different sensors is pretty cool. So it's pretty good.
I'm going to add this to everybody for our listeners. Accurite was kind enough to give our listeners, you can get an automatic 10% discount on anything from Accurite. If you go to accurite.com and you use the code PODCAST, PODCAST, and you'll get an automatic discount, 10% discount on anything on their website.
That's awesome.
So,
That's cool. That makes a big difference.
So hey, I'll tell you what, it's time to start adding some sweet storm apparel to your holiday wish list as well. Helicity.co has a new name. I don't know if you've heard this, but they're now called the Weather Shed. They've got a huge selection of weather-themed merchandise, including Stormfront Freaks shirts, mugs, face masks, and stickers. So just go to wxshed.com and just click on the Brands tab to find all your Stormfront Freaks favorites. We're going to go ahead and take our final break. We've got more cool weather stuff from Midland, Camera Easy, Ambient Weather, and Team Dominator. It's all coming up next.
Okay, they have radar leggings on Weathershed. That's pretty cool. Although I think those are women.
I gotta look at this.
That's cool. I got a whole bunch of Weathershed.
Oh, they're women's though. Come on, they've got to have men's leggings. I wear leggings.
Okay, no one has ever said they've got to have men's leggings.
I wear Lulu. Okay, Lululemon has fantastic men's.
I love that you love leggings, Brady.
Okay, Lululemon's amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard Lululemon's amazing, but I'm gonna see if they've got a
Canadian company.
Maz almost spit
Canadian company, Brady.
What are you laughing at, Maz? They're Canadian?
Yeah, they're Canadian.
I love that. I love it. Maz, have you ever worn a pair of Lulu pants, Maz?
What?
Were you laughing at me? Is that what you're laughing?
He has no idea.
No, I was choking. Dina said something funny. I was choking on a piece of ice. I could have gone down. You're all like, "Oh, that's funny."
There goes Maz.
All right, so I'm gonna just say this as we get into our second group. Let's try and trim it up a little bit. We're getting a lot of, I don't know, it's dragging on. There's some great products, but I mentioned you don't need to say everything about the product.
You got somewhere to be?
Huh? No. Just if you're listening to this, it drags on.
The fire behind you looks great. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the show. On. You know.
And then the other thing, and Dee and I appreciate you being honest, but we're just kind of highlighting these things, so you don't necessarily have to say the cons and what you don't like about it.
Hey.
Because
I was on it. Then cut it out.
I have to
edit.
Bleep it.
I share this with them and say, hey, here's where we highlighted your product, and
whoops.
Just then edit it.
We might do that.
By the way, Brady, I think like when it's 98 cents or that's a certain code that retailers use. Just to let you know. I don't know exactly. Greg, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, like if it's a 9, it's a current listed product. If it's an 8, it's soon to be discontinued, and those kinds of things.
Different things.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Put that into the price mean like the cents. It's not just because of the
like when you go to Walmart, if the price ends in a 7, that's a special price. It's not the regular price.
If you go to a car dealership, the numbers on the window, whatever, that means something specific to the salespeople. Yeah.
What does free mean?
Conspiracy.
What does free mean?
It means you're going to be arrested.
Yeah.
All right. So we will come back, and we have up first Midland T77 Extreme Dual Pack. Greg.
Yep.
MJ Midland Deluxe Weather Radio.
Yep.
Jen the Team Dominator Hail Gauge. I'm going to cover the ambient weather station that I didn't know we were getting, or that I thought was different. And then Greg will finish with his Camera Easy lesson subscriptions.
Nice. Dan, nice hat, by the way. What is that?
Yeah.
Make him bigger. I can't see it. MJ, make him bigger. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Wait, what is it?
Very sweet.
Yeah,
Where'd you get that from? Is it
probably his store. You're
He
muted.
probably sells it. You sell it?
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's on his store, I bet.
Yeah,
I'm getting one.
Dan, it's coming down out there, man.
Yeah, I know. And did you see my cat?
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
What is her name?
Well, it's his name's Brady.
Here, go pick Brady up. Go give Brady some pet. Go pet Brady. Go pet Brady.
Put Brady on your lap.
Yeah, put Brady on your lap.
Subliminal.
Oh, come on,
God.
Phil. What, you made me say that? Come on. I don't know why I said. I just said it.
Look, Brady has leggings.
Oh my God. You know what, Maz? I'm going to send you a pair of Lulu pants, and it's going to change your life. Wow. Do that.
All right. Are we ready?
God.
Oh, and then after we're done with all that, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the 5 weeks of Christmas giveaways. Do we have a Freak Fan Box, MJ?
I could, but you can skip it. I can do it.
No, go ahead.
It's just about, never mind.
And then I'll close this up. All right. Anybody got questions? We good? Moving right along. Coming back. Oh, get this. New song. Coming back in 3, 2. Hey. All right, welcome back. I'll tell you what, we got some more amazing weather gifts to consider this year. as well as some details on how you can enter to win this amazing swag. But we're going to start off. We're going to go over to MJ. MJ's got a little something from Midland Radio.
Okay, yeah, I was not expecting me first, but okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, whoops! I changed it up. Keep you.
That's fine. That's fine. So give me a second. Okay, so I've got the Midland WR. I got to do things all at the same time here. I've got the Midland WR 400 Deluxe NOAA Weather Radio, and I've got it right here. And I should make myself bigger so you can see that. There it is, right there. And it's a step up from your basic weather radio, I guess you would say. Nice design. It looks good. Looks good on a nightstand or your kitchen table. This is not a portable one. This is intended to be in your home. It has a nice big display that you can kind of see, with an adjustable backlight, so you can make it dark, dimmer at night. And then it's got one button to push to make it brighter again. That's really nice. It has a nice feature. It actually has a USB charging port on the side. So if you've got it on your nightstand, you can easily plug in your phone and charge it, so on and so forth. On the back, you've got your port for an external antenna and for an external alert device, like a strobe light. So, which is really cool. Or a bed shaker. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Brady, don't even say it, man.
But of course, it's also packed with great weather features. This one allows you to program up to 25 different counties or provinces to receive alerts, which is way more than most radios have, which is handy if you want to monitor a larger area. You can customize the alerts that you receive and how you receive them. So this one, Dina, lets you program those alerts that you want to hear and those that you don't want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, exactly. And of course, also allows you how you want to hear them. Do you want a tone, the loud tone to play? Or do you want the loud tone followed immediately by the voice? Or do you want the external part only? It has a scrolling display across the bottom. That's really nice. Lets you see what's going on. It stores the past 10 alerts for recall. And it has this color-coded band across here that lights up if it's a warning, a watch, or an advisory. So you have an immediate visual cue of what's going on. So overall, a very, very nice weather radio. Very easy and intuitive to program and use. That's the Midland WR400, which you can find at midlandusa.com, and it retails for $70.
I would like a loud voice with my bed shaker.
Oh, I managed to get through that.
One.
I managed to get through that.
Female voice.
Oh,
And a strobe light.
Okay. Greg, we're gonna move on to you. You got something?
Yeah, Phil. Listen, we're gonna change. We're gonna change it up. No strobe light or bed shaker here, but with respect to everybody's products that they've been talking about, I've got I'm gonna highlight the one product that every storm chaser that's listening is gonna have to have, and that is the Midland X-Talker Extreme Dual Pack. And basically, these are two handheld radios, two-way radios. There's I think they have, what's the range on them here, Phil? We've got, I think 30 miles or something like that. 30 miles. And
also good in Brady's bedroom.
38 miles. Yeah. But listen, here's the thing about these two-way radios when you're storm chasing is there's always a situation where you're going to want to communicate with somebody else in a different vehicle. And, again, heat of the moment, texting and whatnot just doesn't cut it. This way you can communicate back and forth, 36 channels. So you're always going to be on your own private channel with the other vehicle. And what's really cool is that if you do have a group of chasers in multiple different vehicles, if you guys all had these, you can communicate in real time. So it's a great product, $99, midlandusa.com. And again, it's called the X-Talker Extreme Dual Pack T77 VP5. There you go.
And it's 38 mile range?
38 mile range, which is crazy, crazy good.
what's neat about this is it's a pack, right? So it not only comes with those 2 radios, but it comes with 2 boom mic headsets, so you can just be wearing the headset.
Yeah, you can go the full
nice.
Jonas. You can do the full Jonas. You can have your headset on, and we do not. Awesome.
Greg, that's so awesome. I'm gonna fly to Canada and just take them from you.
Yeah, they're awesome, cool. and like I said, definite must have for the Storm Chaser on your shopping list.
All right, well, we're gonna keep moving on. Jen, we've got something from Team Dominator. This is kind of new and it's really unique.
It is. So if you're storm chasing, have you ever been storm chasing in a hailstorm where you shouldn't be, or you see hail after the fact and you're just like, I wish I had a ruler. I wish I had something just to measure it to know exactly what it is. Well, then you need one of these. This is the official Team Dominator hail gauge. Now, this just isn't a ruler or anything like that. First of all, it's pocket size, so you can just fit it in your pocket, anywhere in your car, whatever, or even in your house, because we've actually had a couple of hailstorms here where I am, and my daughter and I have looked at the hail after the fact and tried to measure it. But what's cool about this is the fact that it's bendable, it's small, it comes in centimeters, inches, in case you like measuring things. And it goes by the hail definitions from the NSSL and also Environmental Canada, Greg. And what's awesome about it is not only is it just handy dandy for anything, but it tells you pea size, mothball size, dime, nickel, quarter, toonie loony. There is a toonie.
Hen egg? Is there a hen egg?
Hen egg,
right?
There's a hen egg. There's a large apple. There's a mothball. So let's say that you find hail, you're like, oh, I don't know, but it does it for you right there. So it kind of tells you, gives you an idea instead of you guessing. Along with that, it tells you the record diameter hail was in Vivian, South Dakota, June 23rd, 2010. Circumference was Aurora, Nebraska, June 22nd, 2003. Heaviest hail, which I didn't know this, the heaviest hail was found in Bangladesh on April 14th in 1986. And it kind of tells you everything there, but it's awesome. If you're a storm chaser or you just love weather and you're a weather geek, you need one of these just to have with you at home in the car, because it's super fun when you want to go out and measure that hail, because we all know hail will melt really quickly sometimes, just depending on, how fast the storm moves and the sun comes out.
Hey, so, Jen, do you think that would, the Team Dominator hail gauge would pair really well in a bundle with MJ's Midland bed shaker radio?
I feel like I need one of these. Yes. I think they would blend perfectly together. Absolutely.
Just out of curiosity, what's bigger than softball sized hail on that?
Volleyball?
Melon.
It's got grapefruit. It
has grapefruit.
Okay.
You got grapefruit.
Also, Phil, I think you might have had maybe a small stroke when you send my package, because it looks like I got one as well. I got a hail gauge as well.
In my really?
Yeah.
Whoops.
I got 3 things, which
Actually,
I love.
I might need to have you send that to our winner, whoever wins it.
On your dime.
That would make a good stocking stuffer.
Hey, no, I'm going to
just hold on to that, Brady. Hold on to that.
Okay.
So, but really quick though, go to teamdominator.store and you will find all their amazing goodies. And the cool thing about this is a portion of the purchase price goes towards supporting Team Dominator's science mission and research. And these go for $45, which you may think is like, oh, might be a little pricey. But it's not, for how handy it is and the fact that you're kind of donating to research as well. So they're awesome.
Great.
It's definitely well put together too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about another weather station. So you can't really be a weather geek if you don't have some kind of weather station. There's all kinds of weather stations. We've talked about what I would probably call kind of some small size neat weather stations that you can put in different rooms and put outside as well. And then there's maybe medium-sized weather stations. Those don't come with bed shakers either, but that will measure certain things. Well, the next one I'm going to share with you is kind of a bigger one that'll do more, and it's from Ambient Weather, which, and give you a little background, ambient weather is now a part of Kestrel meters. If you guys know the Kestrel weather meters as well, they're now together with ambient weather. But this is the WS2902C smart weather station with Wi-Fi remote monitoring and alerts. And so this is kind of one of the bigger granddaddies of weather stations. It of course comes with a cool LCD color display that you can have in your house, which is awesome. But here's what it does. It's going to measure wind speed, wind direction, rainfall. So this will get you your rainfall measurements. Also your UV and solar radiation levels for the day. Barometric pressure, your indoor and outdoor temperatures and humidity, dew point, heat index, wind chill, and even more than that. So, I mean, this kind of is going to cover and give you a little bit of everything. And what's really nice about it, too, is that it's also going to have an opportunity to hook up to Weather Nation, like we talked about as well. So you're going to be able to track this because it's going to be hooked up Wi-Fi and also be able to track it on any device you've got, tablet, phone, whatever it might be, and then also share it with, did I say that right?
Weather Underground.
Weather Underground. I'm sorry. Weather Underground. So I apologize for that. But so you can share all this stuff. It's great. This is a granddaddy of them all. That's really going to be able to do all kinds of different things for you. And this, again, because of the rain gauge, is a great tool to have, as MJ talked about earlier. If you've got like a cabin, or if you've got, a grandparents or something like that, you could even stick this weather station at those locations and then track it remotely from your home, just to make sure that there's maybe not flooding potential going on, or there's not potential wind damage happening, which really is kind of.
I did notice too, Phil. They have a multi-unit discount as well if you buy more than one unit.
They do, right? Which awesome. Might be a reason to do that. And what's really cool, guys, is so I'm telling you all this great stuff this thing measures, and this thing still only goes for $169.
Yeah. You can buy two for 150.
155. 155 each.
Oh, didn't see that.
Chill out.
Okay, I was like,
what? So anyway, so great deal. If you go to Ambient Weather, AMBIENT weather.com, and again, just look for their WS2902C smart weather station to be able to get a really outstanding weather station for Christmas.
That's cool.
All right, last one we want to cover. I'm going to turn it over to Greg because he actually has something to share from his Camera Easy website.
Yeah, listen, Phil, I think anybody who's interested in weather, part of the reason we're all here and all interested in weather and storm chasing and that crazy thing that happens outside your house when the storm's rolling in, it's about getting those pictures, and that's where my interest lies. And I actually have this really cool website called Camera Easy, and it's designed for people like you, Phil, people who like to go out, storm chase. Maybe you've got a DSLR camera, but you've never really learned how to use it.
Yep.
You're using it in auto mode, and you see people posting crazy lightning photos and great shots of tornadoes, and you're thinking, man, I want to be able to do that. Well, that's what Camera Easy is, and it's a subscription service. Learn at your own pace. There's lessons on shooting in manual mode, composition, workflow. What do you do with all those photos after you've taken them? How to get them onto the computer and actually go through, process them, and get your stuff posted, and do it all, and have your photos look like actual photos.
That's really
look
cool,
professional.
Greg.
Yeah,
that is nice.
Great.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool about this online learning stuff is I started Camera Easy before COVID. Like this isn't a COVID project. I've been doing this for a few years. So
Nice.
On that picture there. Wait, go stop on that picture there. All right, there you go.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, I like that.
I think I might want to sign up because I've been trying to take pictures of lightning for about 6 years now, and I just can never get a great one. So
yeah, well,
Brady,
listen,
I'm the same
this Camera Easy course will show you exactly how to use your DSLR and get great pictures of lightning. And I'm going to be offering for any freaks that are listening, if you use the coupon code FREAKS40, you're going to get 40% off on checkout. And listen,
Whoa,
this is the big bonus though. It's in Canadian dollars. So like you Americans can buy like 3 subscriptions for the price of one, being that it's in Canadian dollars. So yeah, Freaks40 at checkout, get 40% off, camera easy, subscribe and learn how to use your camera at your own pace.
That's huge.
That is huge.
That's really cool. I might do it, Craig. I mean, really, seriously, because I keep asking all these photographers on here, trying to learn, and they're like aperture and this and that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, listen, my philosophy, Dina, and not just philosophy for teaching, but for my own photography, is to keep it simple, right? When we're stressed, and listen, storms are stressful. When you're stressed, we're bad at making decisions. So if we can keep it easy, and give you some very simple tools to use with that fancy camera that's collecting dust, you're going to love it. And you know what? That translates over to your real life too, right? Family photos and, weddings and your graduations and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you do take advantage of it. And I think it's a great tool, and it's how I make my living. So I love it.
Well, Greg, I think it's so smart, because the amount of money that you spend on a camera, if you don't know how to use it, this is a no-brainer, like drop in the bucket cost compared to the camera, that it's just like it doesn't make sense to not do this. Right?
I agree with you. And just I should also point out, it's cameraeasy.ca, which is a Canadian extension instead of the .com, but cameraeasy.ca, and again, Freaks40 at checkout for 40% off.
Cool.
Awesome.
And I'll tell everybody, hey, we're going to be giving away each of these amazing weather products and services that we just talked about as part of our annual 5 weeks of Christmas giveaways. And there's going to be 2 ways that you can enter the giveaways. Number 1 is if you follow us on Twitter, and we're at Stormfront Freak without the S. And follow us and retweet the posts when they go up. So we'll be making posts over the next few weeks leading up to Christmas. When you see those, if you follow us and you retweet those, you're automatically entered to that contest. But the second way you can also participate and have a better chance of winning is if you go to patreon.com/StormfrontFreaks. And if you register at the EF5 merch and more tier, which is kind of one of our middle tiers, if you register at that tier or above before the end of November, you're going to be able to access some of these exclusive giveaways starting in December as well. So just another way to be able to participate in that. So keep a lookout for that. MJ, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Send me a postcard, drop me a
There
line.
it is.
You've got mail, baby, yeah.
All right. I did want to recognize a couple of listeners who have contributed some things to us for Weather Fools, and we didn't have a Weather Fools this time, but make sure that I recognize folks for doing that. Our friend Jay Bingham at Jay is Painting, he actually shared the bridge collapse video that I talked about last episode. We didn't get it into the show notes, so I wanted to just mention it, and I will get it into the show notes. I think I forgot to send that to Phil, so it was my fault, but we'll make sure we recognize Jay for that. And former guest Lori Bailey also shared a great weather fool last time, but Dina got it first for it was the Lamborghini submarine.
Yeah,
Lamborghini submarine. Yeah,
I feel like that's a song, like Lamborghini submarine.
Yeah. But Lori had shared that with us, and I didn't want to miss the chance to recognize her for that. We appreciate that.
Lori.
Yeah, we appreciate that when folks share those with us. So please continue to do that and get a hold of us and give us feedback, ask us questions. You can find us on all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or you can email us at questions@stormfrontfreaks.com. That's our Freak Fan Box.
Cool. Well, hey, I think that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast. I want to thank you for listening or watching. But before I announce who our next guest is going to be, as always, if you like the show, don't forget to subscribe or to follow the show so you get notified, and that allows you to receive the latest episodes delivered right to your podcast player the moment that we release that. I also mentioned the exclusive merch giveaways when you register at Patreon, but there are all kinds of other great benefits for members, like live access to view our raw recordings and chat with us. We're monthly virtual happy hours with our freaks. By the way, who's joining us tomorrow, Friday night? Virtual happy hour with our patrons. All right. And even join us and our guests in the green room while we do these recordings. So like Dan Wallace has been coming on, joining us on our breaks and everything, which is a lot of fun. So special thanks to our guest tonight, Cyrena Arnold. She was a blast. As well as all our partners that shared some great weather gifts for the season to be on lookout for as well. In our next episode, we're bringing back the creator of the upcoming Outbreak storm chasing video game. Mark Remillard is going to be with us. He's going to give us an update to their successful Kickstarter campaign and possibly show us a couple new sneak peeks of the game as well, which will be cool. And we're going to be recording that for our Patreon members on Thursday, December 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern, and the podcast will be available to everyone starting Sunday, December 13th. So I think that's it. MJ, Maz, Brady, Dina, Greg, Jen, we got a pretty full boat tonight. I'm going to signal the all clear. We'll catch you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Adios.
Pikachu or something. What the heck, man?
No, hey, guys, before I forget, if you are interested in checking out the Camera Easy thing, there is a different coupon code for you guys.
Nice. Don't tell us. Don't tell it. We're still
Don't say now.
I will share it. I'll share it with you guys.
There's no good coupon code.
I'll email it. Is that good, Greg? If I email it to everybody?
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So and Greg, thanks for that, man. Because I can tell you right now,
that is
awesome.
Sign
up for that.
Seriously.
Because I'm the guy with the DSLR on automatic. I've tried it the other way, and it's here's my challenge. Right, you're at a storm, and you got to start taking now. You can't.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that didn't turn out. Let me adjust.
Yeah, you missed a shot.
Oh crap! That you don't have time to do that. You got to go, baby.
Greg, can I sit in front of Phil in class? I don't want to sit behind him. I feel like he's gonna pass gas, and I'm gonna keel over.
So, Greg, I just signed up.
What's that, Dan?
In class.
Who just said they signed up?
Oh, I want to. I will be.
Dan?
Oh, Dan, you did.
Oh, Dan
awesome,
did.
Dan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very cool.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
No Shave November, Dan.
November, yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Bender November.
I'm getting it. So do we have? Is our name going to be Bed Shaker?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It might have to be now.
Oh,
And something about what's your frontal? What was that one, Maz?
Oh yeah.
Frontal boundaries.
Yeah, I don't want you looking at my
the
frontal boundary.
Frontal boundaries. I'm going to use that.
My frontal
man.
But that wasn't during the actual show, was it? Was that in a break?
What?
I don't
No,
know.
Bed Shaker.
I think I did that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Frontal boundary.
He was on the
I
show.
don't know.
Frontal boundaries.
No,
So you
it
want
was.
Bed
It was.
Shaker.
Yeah, because we were talking about the radios. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we were talking about Allison House.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Well, which one do you want?
Oh, Bed Shaker.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a head turner
Yes.
for sure.
I threw that in there because I thought it would be funny, but it's true. It's one of the things they listed.
I totally missed what the hell is the bed shaker. So it's
But I didn't think it would elicit
When
the
you're
response.
sleeping and the
It was
radio
hard to
goes
get-
off.
It was hard
or
to get through that.
If you're hearing impaired,
Yes.
you need something that can
They're
wake
like
you
a
up.
big disc.
I
like
understand
this,
that.
and you
The
stick it under
strobe
the
light is
mattress.
if you're,
If you're audibly
hearing
impaired,
impaired,
right? You're
the bed shakers
visually impaired. That's right.
Visually impaired.
See, okay, I get that now. I took
Brady, you're
AFL,
so insensitive.
or
No, I just didn't know. I mean,
and,
bed shaker.
and honestly, if you've got that thing in your bedroom on your nightstand, you might want the bed shaker instead of that tone
They
going
give you a
off in the
heart
middle of the night.
attack.
Oh, yeah, no
The
kidding.
hell out
You
of
a
you.
heart attack.
I
Do you have to put,
unplugged
do you
my
have to
weather
put quarters
radio.
in it or anything?
I don't know if there's
And
a
it only
spot
lasts for
that.
5
Might be right
minutes.
here.
I tell you what, when that weather radio goes off with that severe storm, it just scares the bejesus
Oh, it
out of me.
does.
And I'm
It
like,
does.
holy
Yeah.
shit, like this is the end of the world. I mean, it's nuts.
It is. It does.
Right
Oh,
on.
you guys are awesome! Yay!
That was a fun
Bill,
show.
does that set the record for the longest show ever?
I'm going to end the broadcast now. So
Probably pretty close. I'm in the process. I'm trying to find Brady's review of the American Red Cross water packet.
Hey,
wait.
I had a bag ready too.
Yeah. Oh, Dan's
I had a bag of water ready.
I remember that. Oh my god, that was hilarious last year.
That was
I think
fun.
our Twister show was longer than this.
Yeah.
Oh,
By
yeah.
2.5 hours.
I see. I don't
Wait, are
remember
you
the
playing
last half hour of the Twister episode, so it didn't seem as long for me.
Every minute was like an hour.
Anyway, yeah, I can't find. I should have brought it up, but just so you guys know, the very first time we did our holiday weather show, we had the American Red Cross sent us some emergency packs, that had emergency, gear in it and stuff like that. Thanks, Timothy.
Thanks, Timothy. Good night.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye, Timothy.
So anyways, so we had these packs and we sent. Oh, and then one was just like a water bottle filled with like emergency stuff in it that was Brady's. And so Brady, like his review of the product, he like opened it up and he's like, "Oh, here's an emergency whistle." Well, it doesn't work. He's like trying to get it to work. And then it literally came with a pouch of water. And is Dan got it pulled up? Anyway, and he opened the pouch of water and he like drank it on the show. He's like trying to explain how the water tastes. He's like, yeah, it's
You're never living that down, Brady.
The sad thing is, I was legitimately trying to review and give feedback about the product. I wasn't even joking with the water.
He's like reviewing the water packet.
It's a little metallic-y. Yeah, it was a little crinkly.
It was a good day.
That's for sure.
The Red Cross hasn't returned our calls since.
No, they haven't. Yeah, we haven't reviewed any Red Cross products since then, and I have emailed them every year. And
that's funny.
Great. All right.
All right.
I will send.
Go ahead.
Sorry, just quick. I will send everybody Cyrena's email if you want to reach out to her, and Greg's email information.
Awesome.
Okay.
Good night to our live audience.
Yeah.
Good night.
Live audience.